My friend, if you have found your way here tonight, it is no coincidence. Something within you has been calling, hasn't it? Perhaps it's been a whisper so soft you almost missed it. Or maybe it's been a longing so deep it keeps you awake in the quiet hours when the world sleeps. I am Dr. Bruce Lipton, and I want you to know that what you're feeling, this pull towards something greater, this sense that there must be more, is not imagination. It is your soul recognizing truth. Tonight, as you prepare to rest, you are not simply going to sleep. You are entering a sacred portal where the universe itself becomes your most intimate companion. You see, the night is not merely the absence of day. It is presence, the presence of infinite possibility. While your conscious mind releases its grip on the day's concerns, something magnificent occurs. Your heart begins to speak in its native language, a frequency so pure, so authentic, that the universe cannot help but listen. In my years of studying the biology of belief, I have discovered something that most people never realize. Your cells are constantly communicating with the field of consciousness that surrounds us all. But it is during sleep, when the chatter of your thinking mind quiets, that this communication becomes clearest. Your heart becomes a radio tower, broadcasting not words, but the deepest truths of your being. Tonight, as you listen to these words, imagine that every cell in your body is beginning to remember its divine origin. Feel how your breathing naturally begins to slow and deepen. There is nowhere you need to go, nothing you need to achieve. The universe has been waiting patiently for this moment when you would finally stop running and simply receive. The ancient mystics knew what modern science is only beginning to understand. Consciousness is not produced by your brain. It is the field in which your brain operates. Tonight, you are not just resting your body. You are aligning with the very fabric of creation itself. As you settle into this sacred space, know that every worry you carry, every dream you hold, every silent prayer of your heart is already known. The universe has been listening all along, waiting for you to quiet yourself enough to hear its response. And tonight, my friend, that response begins. Your heart knows truths that your mind has forgotten. It remembers the love that created you, the purpose that shaped you, the miracles that are your birthright. As sleep approaches, these memories begin to surface, not as thoughts, but as feelings. Warm, safe, infinitely loved. Feel your body beginning to release. Feel your mind beginning to soften. Feel your heart beginning to trust. The sacred portal of night is opening, and you are invited to enter as the beloved child of the universe that you have always been. The journey begins now, in this moment, with this breath. Welcome home. There is a language your heart speaks that needs no words, no translation, no explanation. It is older than human speech, purer than any prayer ever uttered, more honest than any truth ever told. Tonight, as your consciousness begins to shift into that gentle space between waking and sleeping, this language awakens within you. Your heart is not just a muscle pumping blood through your body. It is an electromagnetic generator 40 times more powerful than your brain, creating a field of energy that extends far beyond your physical form. When your heart speaks its silent language, it creates ripples in the quantum field that surrounds us all. Ripples that carry your deepest desires, your most sacred dreams, your soul's authentic truth. But here is what most people never realize. The universe speaks this same language. It is the language of resonance, of vibration, of pure feeling knowing. While your mind translates everything into words and concepts, your heart communicates directly with the source of all creation through frequency and feeling. Feel this now, as you breathe slowly and deeply. Place your attention gently on the center of your chest, not with effort, not with force, but with the tender curiosity of a child discovering something wonderful. Can you sense the gentle rhythm there? Can you feel the warmth beginning to gather? This is not just your heartbeat. This is your heart's conversation with infinity. Each gentle pulse is like a prayer being sent into the cosmic web that connects all things. Each beat carries the signature of your unique essence, your particular note in the grand symphony of existence. Your heart knows things your mind cannot grasp. It knows that separation is an illusion. It knows that love is not just an emotion, but the fundamental force that holds the universe together. It knows that you are not isolated. struggling alone in an indifferent cosmos, but intimately connected to a vast intelligence that cares for you more deeply than you can imagine. As you continue to breathe, imagine that with each exhale, you are releasing the need to figure everything out with your mind. With each inhale, you are breathing in the trust that your heart's silent language is being heard, understood, and answered in ways that surpass your limited understanding. The mystics called this the language of the soul. Scientists might call it quantum entanglement or morphic resonance. But tonight, in this sacred space, you don't need to understand it intellectually. You only need to feel it, to allow it, to trust it. Your heart is speaking now, in this moment. It is telling the universe about your longings, your hopes, your secret dreams. It is sharing the love you wish to give and the love you long to receive. It is broadcasting your willingness to grow, to heal, to become all that you were created to be. And the universe, that vast, conscious, loving intelligence that some call God, others call the field, and still others simply call love, is listening with perfect attention, perfect understanding, perfect compassion. Feel this truth settling into your bones, your blood, your breath. You are heard, you are known, you are loved beyond measure. And as sleep approaches, this knowing becomes the foundation upon which all healing, all transformation, all miracles can build. My dear friend, take a moment now to acknowledge the weight you have been carrying. Not just the physical tiredness in your muscles or the gentle heaviness in your eyelids, but the invisible load you have shouldered throughout this day. The worries that wrap themselves around your shoulders like a heavy coat. The disappointments that settled in your chest like stones. The responsibilities that pressed down upon your spirit like gravity itself. You have been so brave, haven't you? Carrying all of this, doing your best, trying to be strong for yourself and for others. But here, in this sacred space between day and night, you no longer need to carry any of it. This is your invitation to set it all down, piece by piece, with the gentle care of someone arranging flowers. Breathe with me now, and as you exhale, imagine releasing just one worry. It doesn't matter which one. Your heart knows which is ready to go. See it leaving your body like a gray mist, dissolving into the darkness, transformed by the loving presence that surrounds you into something useful for the universe's mysterious purposes. The human nervous system was designed to cycle between action and rest, between engagement and release. But in our modern world, we often forget how to truly let go. We carry the day's tensions into the night, the week's stress into our dreams, the year's disappointments into our very selves. But it doesn't have to be this way. Your body knows how to release. Your spirit knows how to surrender. Your heart knows how to trust. These are not skills you need to learn. They are gifts you need to remember. And remembering begins with this simple, radical act of allowing yourself to set down what you've been carrying. Feel your jaw beginning to soften. So often we hold our determination in our jaw, clenching against difficulty. But here, now, let your mouth part slightly. Let your tongue rest gently. Let your entire face release its armor of concentration. You have done enough for today. You have been enough for today. You are enough just as you are right now. Notice your shoulders beginning to drop. How long have they been reaching toward your ears, holding against the pressure of the world? Let them fall now, heavy and grateful, like tired birds settling onto a welcoming branch. Let your shoulder blades spread wide across your back, creating space for your heart to expand, for your breath to deepen, and your mind, oh, your beautiful, busy mind that has been working so hard to solve problems, make decisions, analyze and plan and worry and wonder. For now, just for now, you can let it rest too. Not by forcing thoughts away, but by giving it permission to be quiet. Like a faithful dog that has been alertly watching all day, it can finally curl up by the fire and close its eyes. This is not about perfection. You don't need to release everything at once. You don't need to achieve some state of enlightened emptiness. You simply need to begin the process of letting go, trusting that the universe can carry what you cannot, hold what you have been holding, solve what you have been struggling to solve. As each breath flows through you, imagine the day's weight being absorbed by something infinitely larger and more capable than yourself. See your tensions dissolving into the darkness like salt into warm water, becoming part of something vast and healing and wise. You are safe here. You are held here. You are loved here, just as you are, with all your imperfections and struggles and beautiful human complexity. As we journey deeper into this sacred space, I want to share with you something that fills me with wonder every time I contemplate it. What happens in your body and mind during sleep is nothing short of miraculous. While your conscious awareness rests, an entire symphony of healing, regeneration, and transformation takes place at the cellular level. When you sleep, your brain waves shift from the rapid beta frequencies of daily consciousness down through alpha, into theta, and finally into the deep delta waves of profound rest. But this is not simply a shutting down, it is an opening up. In these slower frequencies, your mind becomes extraordinarily receptive to new patterns, new possibilities, new ways of being. Your pineal gland, that tiny pine cone-shaped structure deep in your brain, begins to secrete melatonin. But not just any melatonin. This is a sacred chemistry, a molecular key that unlocks the doorway between the seen and unseen worlds. In these deeper states, the boundaries between self and cosmos become permeable. You become available to influences and information that exist beyond the reach of ordinary consciousness. But perhaps most remarkably, it is during sleep that your cells engage in their most profound healing work. Your immune system strengthens, your tissues repair, your memories consolidate, not just storing experiences but actually rewiring your neural networks in ways that can transform your entire relationship to life. This is why ancient traditions honored sleep as a time of sacred communion. They understood that when consciousness releases its grip on the physical world, something deeper awakens, your soul's direct connection to the infinite intelligence that orchestrates the dance of galaxies and the song of atoms. Feel this now, as your brain waves naturally begin to slow. Notice how your thoughts become less linear, more flowing. Notice how the boundaries between inner and outer begin to soften. This is not confusion. This is expansion. This is not loss. This is opening. Your heart rhythm is beginning to synchronize with deeper rhythms. The rhythm of your breath, the rhythm of the Earth's electromagnetic field, the rhythm of the cosmos itself. Scientists call this coherence, and in this state of coherence, something magical happens. Your entire being becomes a tuning fork, vibrating in harmony with frequencies of health, wholeness, and infinite possibility. As you continue to relax, imagine your cells opening like flowers to receive the cosmic nutrients that are always available but rarely accessed. Picture your DNA, not as a fixed blueprint, but as a dynamic, responsive system that can actually change based on the information and energy you feed it through your beliefs, your emotions, your state of consciousness. In this receptive state, your subconscious mind becomes like fertile soil, ready to receive whatever seeds of intention you choose to plant. But unlike your conscious mind, which often argues with new possibilities, your subconscious accepts what you offer it as truth. This is why the hour before sleep has always been considered magical time, the time when transformation plants its deepest roots. Your body knows how to heal. Your mind knows how to evolve. Your spirit knows how to soar. All of these capacities awaken when you create the proper conditions, when you release control and trust the intelligence that governs the beating of your heart and the blooming of every flower. Tonight, as science and spirit unite within your sleeping consciousness, you become a laboratory for miracles, a workshop for transformation, a sanctuary where the impossible becomes inevitable. Feel this truth settling into every cell. You are not just resting, you are being reborn. Your breath, my friend, is far more than a biological function keeping you alive. It is a bridge between worlds, a gateway between the conscious and unconscious, a direct line of communication between your human self and the divine intelligence that breathes life into all creation. Right now, without thinking about it, without trying to control it, your body is breathing you. Feel this miracle for a moment. You don't have to remember to inhale. You don't have to remind your cells to extract oxygen. You don't have to consciously direct your blood to carry this life force to every corner of your being. It all happens through an intelligence far greater than your thinking mind, an intelligence you can trust completely. This same intelligence that breathes you, that beats your heart, that grows your hair and heals your cuts and dreams your dreams. This same intelligence is orchestrating the entire cosmos. The same force that spins galaxies and guides migrating birds and blooms flowers in perfect timing is intimately involved in every aspect of your life. Take a slow, deep breath now, and as you do, breathe in this truth. You are held by something infinitely wise, infinitely loving, infinitely capable. With each inhale, you are drawing in not just air, but trust itself. With each exhale, you are releasing the burden of trying to control everything, of trying to figure everything out, of trying to be everything to everyone. Your breath wants to deepen now. Let it. Your belly wants to expand with each inhale. Allow it. Your exhale wants to lengthen, carrying away tensions you didn't even know you were holding. Surrender to it. This is the breath of trust, not trust in your own small abilities, but trust in the vast intelligence that moves through you and around you and as you. Trust that your life has meaning, even when you can't see the pattern. Trust that you are guided, even when the path seems unclear. Trust that you are loved, even when you feel alone. As your breathing continues to slow and deepen, imagine that you are breathing in partnership with the earth itself. Feel how the rhythm of your breath begins to match the ancient rhythm of the ocean waves, the gentle pulse of the planet's own breathing. You are not separate from this vast living system. You are an integral part of it, and it is holding you, supporting you, caring for you in ways you cannot imagine. With each breath, you are participating in the most fundamental exchange of life. The oxygen you inhale has been breathed by countless beings before you, by saints and poets, by children and elders, by trees and whales and every living creature that has ever existed. The carbon dioxide you exhale will be transformed by green growing things into the oxygen that will sustain future generations. You are part of an eternal circulation of life, an endless giving and receiving that connects you to all that is. Breathe into this connection now. Breathe into the knowing that you belong here, that your life matters, that your presence on this earth is not an accident but a gift, both to you and from you. Breathe into the trust that even when you cannot see how your struggles serve the greater good, they do. Even when you cannot understand why certain things must happen, there is a wisdom at work that sees the larger picture. Your breath is becoming deeper now, slower now, more trusting now. Let it carry you deeper into the realm where miracles are natural, where healing happens without effort, where love flows like a river finding its way to the sea. Trust this breath. Trust this moment. Trust this process. Trust that as you sleep tonight, the same intelligence that breathes you will be working in and through, and as you, aligning your life with your highest good in ways that will astonish you when you wake. Deep within you lies a garden more beautiful and more powerful than any paradise ever imagined. This is the garden of your subconscious mind, a realm where thoughts become things, where beliefs create reality, where the seeds of your future are planted and tended with infinite care. Your subconscious mind is not just a storage facility for memories and habits. It is a living, breathing, creative force that is constantly weaving the tapestry of your experience based on the patterns, beliefs, and energies you feed it. And here's the most beautiful part. This garden is always ready to grow whatever you choose to plant. But unlike your conscious mind, which analyzes and judges and doubts, your subconscious mind accepts whatever you offer it as absolute truth. It doesn't argue with your dreams or negotiate with your visions. It simply takes whatever seeds you plant and begins immediately to grow them into physical reality through pathways that often seem like magic, but are actually the natural operation of consciousness itself. Tonight, as your conscious mind begins to quiet and your brain waves shift into those receptive theta and delta frequencies, you have access to this garden in ways that are normally blocked during your waking hours. This is when real transformation becomes possible, not through effort or struggle, but through gentle planting and patient tending. Imagine now that you are walking through your inner garden. See it however feels right to you. Perhaps it's a lush tropical paradise with flowering vines and crystal clear streams. Perhaps it's a peaceful Japanese garden with carefully placed stones and gently flowing water. Perhaps it's a wild meadow filled with colorful wildflowers dancing in the breeze. Trust whatever image comes to you. Your inner wisdom knows exactly what you need to see. As you walk through this garden, notice that in your hands you carry a basket of seeds. These are not ordinary seeds. They are crystallized intentions, compressed possibilities, concentrated dreams. Each one glows with its own inner light, humming with potential, eager to grow into something beautiful in your life. Here is a seed of self-love, radiant and warm. Here is a seed of abundance, rich and golden. Here is a seed of perfect health, vibrant and strong. Here is a seed of peaceful relationships, soft and harmonious. Here is a seed of creative expression, colorful and dancing with life. Here is a seed of spiritual connection, luminous and infinite. Choose one seed now, the one that calls to you most strongly in this moment. Hold it gently in your hands and feel its energy, its readiness to grow, its excitement to become manifest in your life. This seed contains everything necessary for its own fulfillment. You don't need to know how it will grow, only that it will. Find the perfect spot in your garden to plant this seed. Perhaps it's in rich, dark soil near a flowing stream. Perhaps it's on a gentle hillside where it will catch the morning sun. Perhaps it's in a protected alcove where it can grow undisturbed. Trust your instincts. Your inner gardener knows exactly where each seed belongs. As you place this seed in the earth of your subconscious, say to it, I plant you with love. I tend you with faith. I trust you to grow in perfect timing into the exact form that serves my highest good. Feel the seed responding to your intention, already beginning to stir with new life. Now water this seed with your gratitude, not gratitude for what you hope will happen, but gratitude for what is already happening. Water it with your trust, your joy, your sense of excited anticipation. Watch as the soil around the seed begins to glow with receptive energy, eager to nourish this new life. As you sleep tonight, your subconscious gardener will tend this seed with perfect care, giving it exactly what it needs to grow strong and healthy. You don't need to worry about it or check on it or try to make it grow faster. You only need to trust the process and know that come morning, you will wake as someone new, someone in whom this seed has already begun to sprout. There is something exquisitely tender about the human heart that has carried pain for too long. Like a bird with a mended wing that still remembers the fall, we sometimes protect ourselves so carefully that we forget we are already healed, already whole, already safe to fly again. Tonight, in this sacred space where time moves differently and healing happens at the speed of love, your heart is invited to release whatever pain it has been holding, not through force or will, but through the gentle recognition that what once hurt you has already served its purpose in your growth. And now it is time to let it transform into wisdom, compassion, and strength. Your cells hold memory not just of trauma, but of every moment of love you have ever experienced. They remember your mother's heartbeat when you were growing in her womb. They remember every kind word ever spoken to you, every gentle touch, every moment when you felt truly seen and cherished. These memories of love are infinitely more powerful than any wound, and tonight they are awakening within you. Breathe into your heart now, and as you do, imagine that you are breathing love directly into any place that still feels tender or bruised. See this love as warm, golden light that knows exactly where to go, exactly what to heal, exactly how to restore what has been damaged. This is not your small human love. This is the love that creates universes, the love that is the very substance of reality itself. Feel this healing light beginning to circulate through your entire being. It moves through your bloodstream, carrying restoration to every cell. It flows through your nervous system, bringing peace to every frayed nerve. It permeates your energy field, dissolving old patterns that no longer serve you, and replacing them with patterns of wholeness, joy, and perfect health. As this healing light moves through you, you may become aware of specific memories or emotions that are ready to be released. Don't resist them or try to push them away. Simply acknowledge them with the gentle compassion you would offer a frightened child, and let the light transform them. Watch as old anger becomes empowerment, as old sadness becomes compassion, as old fear becomes wisdom. You are not being asked to forget what happened to you, or to pretend it didn't matter. You are being invited to alchemize your pain into gold, to compost your difficulties into fertile soil for new growth, to transform your wounds into sources of healing for yourself and others. This is the great mystery of human existence. Our deepest wounds often become our greatest gifts. The places where we have been broken become the places where light can shine through us most brilliantly. The experiences that seem to diminish us actually prepare us to receive and embody greater love than we ever thought possible. Feel this truth settling into your bones now. You have not been damaged by life, you have been sculpted by it. You have not been diminished by your struggles, you have been refined by them. You have not been broken by your pain. You have been broken open to receive blessings beyond your imagination. As you continue to breathe this healing light into every corner of your being, notice how your entire system begins to reorganize itself around wholeness instead of woundedness, around love instead of fear, around possibility instead of limitation. This is not just psychological healing. This is cellular transformation, energetic renewal, spiritual rebirth. Your heart is remembering now what it knew before it learned to protect itself. You are safe to love again, safe to trust again, safe to hope again. You are safe to be vulnerable, safe to be authentic, safe to be gloriously, imperfectly, beautifully human. Tonight, as you sleep in the arms of this infinite love, every cell in your body will be bathed in healing energy. You will wake tomorrow not as someone who has been wounded, but as someone who has been refined by fire into something more precious than gold. Within your very DNA lies a blueprint more magnificent than any architectural plan ever conceived. This is not just the genetic code that determines your physical characteristics. This is your divine blueprint, the cosmic pattern that contains the full potential of who you came here to be. Most people live only a fraction of their potential, not because they are flawed or limited, but because they have forgotten how to access the deeper layers of their being. They mistake their current circumstances for their permanent identity, their present limitations for their ultimate truth. But you, my friend, are so much more than your current story. Your divine blueprint contains the memory of your original perfection, the radiant being you were before the world taught you to dim your light, before experiences convinced you to play small, before fear persuaded you to hide your gifts. Tonight, as your consciousness shifts into these receptive states, this blueprint is beginning to reactivate. Feel it now, starting as a gentle warmth in the center of your chest. This is not imagination. This is recognition. Your heart is remembering its original frequency, the note it was always meant to sing in the grand symphony of existence. As this warmth spreads through your being, it is awakening dormant potentials that have been waiting patiently for this moment of remembering. Your divine blueprint knows things your mind has forgotten. It knows that you are inherently creative, naturally abundant, deeply wise, and infinitely loving. It knows that you came here not to struggle and suffer, but to express unique gifts that no one else can offer the world. It knows that your presence here is not an accident, but a carefully orchestrated blessing for yourself and for all life. As this activation continues, you may begin to sense or remember things about yourself that seem too good to be true. Trust these remembrances. Your small self may protest that you are not that special, not that gifted, not that important. But your divine blueprint knows better. It knows that every human being is a unique expression of infinite creativity, and that includes you. Feel your cells beginning to remember their original instructions, not just to survive, but to thrive. Not just to function, but to flourish. Not just to exist, but to create miracles as naturally as flowers bloom or birds sing. This is your birthright, your true nature, your deepest identity. Your divine blueprint contains the perfect career that will allow you to serve while being abundantly supported. It contains the relationships that will nourish your soul and help you grow into your fullest expression. It contains the health and vitality that are your natural state. It contains the creative expressions that are longing to flow through you into the world. But most importantly, your divine blueprint contains the remembrance of your essential nature. You are love. Not someone who needs love or seeks love or earns love, but someone who is love. Love wearing a human form. Love having a human experience. Love offering itself to the world through the unique vessel of your individual being. As you continue to relax into this deeper truth, feel your entire energy system beginning to reorganize itself around this higher identity. Old patterns that were based on limitation and fear begin to dissolve. New patterns that are aligned with your divine nature begin to establish themselves in your nervous system, your cellular structure, your energy field. This is not about becoming someone different. This is about remembering who you have always been. This is not about acquiring new qualities. This is about removing the barriers that have hidden your natural radiance. This is not about achieving perfection. This is about embracing the perfection that is already here, already you, already expressed through every breath you take. Tonight, as you sleep, this divine blueprint will continue its activation process. Ancient gifts will begin to stir. Hidden talents will start to surface. Your true purpose will begin to clarify. You will wake tomorrow as someone who knows, perhaps for the first time in years, what it feels like to be aligned with your authentic self. Trust this process. Trust this awakening. Trust this magnificent being that you are allowing yourself to become. Beyond the world of separate objects and isolated events lies a field of pure potential, a vast ocean of consciousness that quantum physicists are only beginning to understand, and mystics have known for millennia. This is the quantum field, the invisible web of connection that links every particle in the universe, every thought in every mind, every beat of every heart. But here is something even more profound. This field is not neutral. It is not just empty space waiting to be filled. The quantum field is actually composed of love itself, not love as we usually think of it, as an emotion between people, but love as the fundamental force that holds everything together, that creates rather than destroys, that includes rather than excludes, that heals rather than harms. Tonight, as your consciousness expands beyond the boundaries of your individual self, you are becoming aware of this field in ways that transform everything. You are beginning to sense that you are not isolated, struggling alone in an indifferent universe, but intimately connected to a vast network of consciousness that is constantly supporting your highest good. Feel this connection now. It might come as a sense of warmth surrounding you, or a feeling of gentle energy moving through you, or simply a deep knowing that you are held by something infinitely larger and more loving than you previously imagined. This is not a belief you need to adopt. This is a reality you can directly experience when you quiet your mind enough to perceive it. In this quantum field of love, thoughts are things and intentions have power. The love you feel in your heart creates ripples that extend far beyond your physical body, touching lives in ways you may never know. The healing you allow in yourself contributes to the healing of the whole human family. The peace you cultivate in your consciousness becomes part of the peace available to everyone. This is why your inner work matters so much. This is why your healing is not just about you. This is why your awakening serves not only your own evolution, but the evolution of consciousness itself. You are not just an individual having a personal experience. You are the universe having an individual experience. And every shift in your awareness shifts the entire field. As you breathe into this recognition, feel yourself beginning to vibrate in harmony with this field of love. Let your heart rate synchronize with its rhythm. Let your brain waves entrain to its frequency. Let your entire being attune to this deeper reality that is always present but often forgotten in the busyness of daily life. From this place of connection, you can begin to understand why your deepest desires are not selfish, but sacred. Your longing for love is the field calling to itself through you. Your yearning for peace is the universe seeking to know itself as peace through your experience. Your desire for creative expression is consciousness wanting to explore new possibilities through your unique perspective. You are not separate from what you seek. You are the means by which it seeks itself. You are not disconnected from the source of abundance. You are one of the ways abundance expresses and experiences itself. You are not cut off from divine love. You are divine love in human form, temporarily forgetting your true nature so you can have the joy of remembering it again. This field of love is not something you need to earn access to or prove yourself worthy of. You are already immersed in it, already part of it, already expressing it simply by existing. Every breath you take is supported by it. Every beat of your heart is coordinated by it. Every thought you think ripples through it. Tonight, as you rest in this field, let it recalibrate your entire system to its frequency of love. Let it heal what needs healing, awaken what needs awakening, and align what needs aligning. Let it restore you to your natural state of wholeness, your innate condition of joy, your original programming of love. You are returning now to your true home, not a place but a state of being, not a destination but a recognition, not something you must achieve, but something you have never actually left. Welcome home, beloved. Welcome home. Fear is perhaps the most misunderstood force in human experience. We have been taught to see it as the enemy, to fight it, to overcome it, to push through it with force and will. But what if fear is not your enemy at all? What if it is simply a confused friend, an overly protective guardian that has forgotten its proper role in your life? Your nervous system developed the capacity for fear as a survival mechanism, designed to keep you safe from genuine physical threats. But in our complex modern world, this ancient alarm system often fires in response to imagined dangers, social pressures, and future scenarios that exist only in our minds. Fear of rejection becomes fear of being yourself. Fear of failure becomes fear of trying. Fear of loss becomes fear of loving. Tonight, in this sacred space where truth prevails over illusion, you have the opportunity to have a different kind of relationship with fear. Not to eliminate it, for that would be like trying to eliminate gravity, but to transform it back into its original purpose, a servant of love rather than its master. Breathe deeply now, and as you do, imagine that you can sense any fear that might be living in your body. Don't judge it or resist it. Simply notice where it likes to hide. Perhaps it lives in your chest as a tightness around your heart. Perhaps it dwells in your stomach as a knot of anxiety. Perhaps it resides in your shoulders as tension against an uncertain future. Whatever you find, place your gentle attention there and speak to your fear the way you would speak to a frightened child. Thank you for trying to protect me. I understand that you're afraid something bad might happen. I appreciate your concern, but I want you to know that we are safe now. You can relax. You can rest. I am here, and I will take care of us. Feel how this gentle acknowledgement begins to transform the energy of fear within you. Fear cannot survive in the presence of compassion, not the aggressive compassion that tries to fix or change, but the soft compassion that simply accepts and loves what is. As you continue breathing into these places where fear has been hiding, imagine that each exhale carries away layers of old protection that you no longer need. See your fear as an outdated security system that was installed long ago, when you truly were vulnerable and helpless. But you are not that person anymore. You have grown in wisdom, in strength, in resourcefulness. You have survived everything life has brought you so far, and that survival has made you more capable, not less. Your fear has been trying to keep you small because it believes that smallness equals safety. It has been convincing you to stay in familiar patterns because it thinks that the unknown is dangerous. It has been whispering that you are not ready, not worthy, not capable of the love and abundance and joy that your heart truly desires. But these are stories from the past, programs that need updating. Tonight you are updating these programs. You are teaching your nervous system that it is safe to expand, safe to trust, safe to open your heart to the miracles that are trying to find you. You are rewiring the ancient circuits that confuse excitement with danger, possibility with threat, growth with risk. Feel a warm, golden light beginning to flow through your entire nervous system now. This is the light of divine courage. Not the courage that eliminates fear, but the courage that feels fear and chooses love anyway. This light is relaxing every nerve, soothing every anxious response, restoring your system to its natural state of calm alertness and joyful anticipation. As this light moves through you, it is dissolving the energetic contractions that fear has created in your field. Your aura is expanding, your heart is opening, your entire being is becoming more receptive to the good that is always trying to reach you. Where fear once created walls, love is now creating doorways. Where fear once created separation, love is now creating connection. You are beginning to remember what you knew as a child, before the world taught you to be afraid, that you are cherished by life itself, that the universe is fundamentally friendly, that you belong here and your presence matters. This knowing is not naive optimism. It is mature wisdom, the fruit of a heart that has learned to see through fear's illusions to the love that is always underneath. Your fear may not disappear completely tonight, and that's perfectly natural. but it is being transformed from your master into your servant, from your jailer into your protector, from your enemy into your ally. It will still speak up when there are genuine dangers to navigate, but it will no longer have the power to keep you from your destiny. As you settle deeper into this transformation, feel how much lighter you are becoming. Feel how much more space there is in your chest for your heart to expand. Feel how much easier it is to breathe when you're not holding your breath against imagined threats. Feel how much more energy is available when you're not spending it on resistance and protection. This is your natural state, relaxed, open, trusting, ready for miracles. This is how you were designed to live, in partnership with life rather than in opposition to it, in flow with the universe rather than in struggle against it, in love with existence rather than in fear of it. Tomorrow you will wake with a nervous system that remembers its proper function, a heart that knows its own safety, a mind that trusts in the benevolent intelligence that orchestrates every sunrise and guides every season. You will wake as someone who has made peace with fear, and therefore has made peace with life itself. Your heart is not just the center of your circulatory system, it is the center of your entire energetic being. It is a sophisticated electromagnetic broadcasting station, sending signals into the quantum field that surrounds and interpenetrates all things. These signals carry the signature of your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, your intentions, and most powerfully, your love. Modern science has discovered that your heart's electromagnetic field is 60 times greater in amplitude than your brain's and can be detected several feet away from your body. But what science is only beginning to understand is what mystics have always known. This field carries information, and that information shapes your reality in ways that seem miraculous, but are actually natural laws of consciousness. When your heart is coherent, when it is beating in a smooth, harmonious rhythm aligned with feelings of appreciation, compassion, or love, it broadcasts a signal of coherence into the field. This signal not only affects your own nervous system, bringing clarity to your mind and peace to your emotions, but it also influences everyone and everything in your environment. Tonight, as you rest in this state of deep relaxation, your heart is naturally finding its coherent rhythm. Feel this happening now. Place your gentle attention on the center of your chest, not to control or manipulate, but simply to witness the miracle that is always occurring there. With each beat, your heart is broadcasting the essence of who you are into the cosmic web. With each pulse, it is sending out waves of your unique love signature. With each rhythm, it is contributing to the symphony of consciousness that is constantly creating and recreating the world we all share. Imagine now that you can actually see these waves emanating from your heart, ripples of light extending out in all directions, carrying your love to places and people you may never physically meet. See how these waves touch the hearts of your loved ones, softening whatever pain they might be carrying, strengthening whatever joy they might be feeling. Watch as your heart's transmission reaches even further, touching the hearts of strangers who are struggling with loneliness, offering them the felt sense that they are not alone. See how your love waves reach those who are frightened, bringing them courage, those who are angry, bringing them peace, those who are despairing, bringing them hope. This is not imagination. This is the actual mechanics of how consciousness works. Your heart is not separate from other hearts. Love is not limited by space or time. The compassion you generate in your personal sphere contributes to the compassion available to the entire human family. As you breathe with this awareness, feel your heart beginning to expand its range. Like a radio station increasing its broadcast power, your heart is learning to transmit on frequencies of love that can reach further and touch more deeply than ever before. You are becoming a healing presence in the world simply by being who you truly are. But here is the most beautiful part. As your heart broadcasts love, it also becomes more receptive to the love that is being broadcast back to you. Every act of kindness anywhere in the world, every moment of compassion, every heartbeat of love, all of this is available for you to receive when your heart is open and coherent. Feel this now. The love that is pouring toward you from sources seen and unseen. Feel the appreciation of those whose lives you have touched without even knowing it. Feel the gratitude of future generations who will benefit from the love you are adding to the collective field right now. Feel the joy of the earth itself as it receives your heart's contribution to the healing of all life. Your heart knows how to do this naturally. You don't need to learn how to love or study how to transmit coherence. You only need to remove the barriers that have been blocking your heart's natural function, to dissolve the protections that have been dampening your signal, to release the fears that have been limiting your range. Tonight, as you sleep, your heart will continue broadcasting love into the quantum field. While your mind rests, your heart will be weaving threads of connection, building bridges of understanding, creating pathways for miracles to travel from the realm of potential into the world of form. You are not just receiving healing tonight, you are contributing to the healing of the world. You are not just transforming your own life, you are participating in the transformation of consciousness itself. Your heart is a sacred transmitter in the network of love that connects all things, and tonight, it is broadcasting at full power. There is an art to receiving that most people never learn because they have been taught that receiving is somehow less noble than giving, that needing is a sign of weakness, that opening to abundance means taking something away from others. But true receiving is not passive. It is one of the most active, creative, courageous acts a human being can perform. To receive divinely means to recognize that you are not separate from the source of all abundance. It means understanding that when you allow yourself to be filled with love, prosperity, health, and joy, you are not depleting some limited supply. You are demonstrating the infinite generosity of a universe that expands through the very act of giving. Tonight, as your consciousness settles into these receptive states, you are learning to become a vessel worthy of the blessings that have been seeking you all your life. Not because you must earn them or prove yourself deserving, but because receiving fully is how the universe gets to experience its own abundance through your individual awareness. Feel this shift happening in your energy field now. Where you might have once held yourself tight against disappointment, closed against potential hurt, armored against vulnerability, you are now learning to be available. Available to surprise, available to delight, available to the kinds of blessings that can only enter an open heart. Your cells are remembering their natural receptivity. They know how to absorb nutrients, how to drink in sunlight, how to breathe in oxygen and release what is no longer needed. This same cellular wisdom applies to every level of your being. You know how to receive love, how to absorb appreciation, how to breathe in possibility and exhale limitation. Imagine now that you are sitting in a gentle rain of blessings. These are not metaphorical blessings, but actual energetic gifts that have been accumulating in the quantum field around you, waiting for a moment when you would be open enough to receive them. Some of these blessings are health vibrations, ready to upgrade your physical vitality. Some are prosperity frequencies, prepared to align you with abundance in all its forms. Some are love transmissions, eager to fill every corner of your heart with warmth and connection. As this gentle rain touches your skin, your energy field, your consciousness, notice how easy it is to receive when you stop trying to be worthy and simply allow yourself to be available. Notice how naturally your entire system opens when you release the belief that you must earn what is freely given. This is the great paradox of divine receiving. The more you try to deserve it, the more elusive it becomes. The more you simply allow it, the more naturally it flows. The universe is not a cosmic accountant keeping track of your good deeds and bad deeds. It is an infinite field of creative potential that expresses itself through whoever is open to receive its gifts. You are learning to receive not just material blessings, but the blessing of your own magnificence. You are opening to receive the truth of your own worth, your own beauty, your own capacity to create miracles in your life and in the world. You are becoming available to receive the love that you are, not just the love that you seek. Feel your entire being softening into this receptivity. Your muscles are releasing the tension of trying to make things happen. Your mind is relaxing the effort of trying to figure everything out. Your heart is opening the chambers that have been closed to protect against disappointment. Your energy field is expanding to accommodate blessings larger than you previously thought possible. As you continue to deepen into this state, you may become aware of specific gifts that are ready to be received. Perhaps there is a creative project that wants to flow through you. Perhaps there is a relationship that is seeking to manifest in your life. Perhaps there is a healing that has been waiting for your permission to occur. Perhaps there is an opportunity that has been standing at your door, waiting for you to notice it. Don't strain to see or force awareness to come. Simply rest in this receptive state and trust that whatever is ready to be received will make itself known in perfect timing. Your role is not to figure out what should come, but to be available for whatever wants to come. This receptivity you are cultivating tonight will continue working in your life long after you wake. You are establishing new neural pathways of openness, new energetic patterns of availability, new cellular programs of abundance. You are becoming someone who receives naturally, gracefully, gratefully, and in doing so, you are giving the universe new ways to experience its own infinite generosity. Your body is not a machine that simply wears down over time. It is a dynamic, responsive, intelligent system that is constantly renewing itself at the cellular level. Every 7 years, you have an almost completely new body, as old cells die and new cells are born. But here is what most people don't realize. The quality of those new cells, their vitality and function, is largely determined by the information environment in which they are created. Tonight, as you rest in this field of healing consciousness, you are creating the optimal environment for cellular regeneration. Your cells are bathed in the frequencies of love, peace, gratitude, and trust, frequencies that activate their highest potential for health, vitality, and perfect function. Science has discovered that your beliefs, emotions, and state of consciousness directly influence your gene expression through a process called epigenetics. The same DNA that could express disease can express health, depending on the signals it receives from your thoughts, feelings, and energetic environment. Right now, in this moment, you are sending your cells the signal to express their divine blueprint of perfect health. Feel this happening as you breathe. With each inhale, you are drawing in life force energy that carries the template of perfect health into every cell. With each exhale, you are releasing cellular memories of illness, aging, and dysfunction. Your breath is becoming a vehicle for cellular transformation. Imagine now that you can see your cells as tiny points of light throughout your body. See them beginning to pulse with increased vitality as they receive these upgraded signals from your consciousness. Watch as old, tired cells gracefully complete their cycle and dissolve into light, making space for new cells that are born from this elevated state of being. These new cells carry a different vibration than the old ones. They are coated with patterns of health, longevity, and radiant vitality. They remember their original instructions to create a body that is strong, flexible, energetic, and beautiful. They know how to repair damage, how to prevent disease, how to maintain perfect function in harmony with your spirit's purpose. Your nervous system is regenerating with new neural pathways that support joy instead of anxiety, trust instead of fear, love instead of protection. Your circulatory system is flowing with renewed vigor, carrying healing energy to every organ, every tissue, every corner of your being. Your immune system is strengthening, not through fighting against illness, but through aligning with the natural state of health that is your birthright. Feel your bones becoming stronger, your muscles more flexible, your skin more radiant. Feel your organs optimizing their function, your glands secreting the perfect chemistry for vitality and well-being. Feel your brain generating new neurons that support clarity, creativity, and connection to your highest wisdom. This is not just physical regeneration. This is regeneration infused with grace. Grace is the divine influence that allows transformation to happen easily, naturally, miraculously. Where effort would struggle, grace flows. Where will would force, grace allows. Where fear would resist, grace accepts and transforms. As you continue to rest in this state of grace-filled regeneration, you may begin to feel or sense specific areas of your body that are receiving special attention. Perhaps there is an organ that has been stressed or strained, and you can feel waves of healing energy flowing into it. Perhaps there is a chronic tension pattern that you can feel beginning to release and reorganize. Perhaps there is an old injury site that is receiving renewed vitality and function. Trust whatever you experience or don't experience. Your body knows exactly what it needs and will draw from this healing field exactly what serves your highest good. You don't need to direct or control the process. You only need to be available to it, receptive to it, grateful for it. Your body is not your enemy that must be controlled or overcome. It is your partner in this human experience, your faithful servant that has carried your consciousness through every moment of your life. It deserves your appreciation, your respect, your loving attention, and when you offer these gifts to your body, it responds with increased health, vitality, and joy. Tonight, as you sleep, this cellular regeneration process will continue and accelerate. Your body will do its deepest healing work while your conscious mind rests, creating new patterns of health that will serve you for years to come. You will wake tomorrow in a body that is measurably different, younger, stronger, more vibrant, more alive. This is the miracle of consciousness meeting matter, spirit expressing through form, love manifesting as perfect health. You are not just healing your body. You are demonstrating the power of grace to transform anything it touches into its highest possible expression. Deep within your consciousness lives a part of you that has never been confused, never been lost, never been wounded by the world's harsh lessons. This is your higher self, the eternal aspect of your being that remembers your divine origin, your true purpose, your unlimited potential. Tonight, in this sacred space between sleeping and waking, the veils between your everyday awareness and this higher wisdom are becoming thin. Your higher self is not some distant, unreachable entity floating somewhere in the cosmic ether. It is intimately present, woven into the very fabric of your being, accessible through the portal of your heart when your mind becomes quiet enough to listen. It has been with you since before your birth and will remain with you beyond this lifetime, guiding you with infinite patience and love. Feel into this presence now. It might come as a sense of vast spaciousness around you, or a feeling of being watched over by benevolent eyes, or simply a deep knowing that you are never truly alone. This is not your imagination creating what you wish were true. This is your consciousness recognizing what has always been true. Your higher self sees the bigger picture that your human self cannot perceive. It understands the purpose behind your struggles, the gifts hidden within your challenges, the perfect orchestration of events that have brought you to this moment. It knows why certain relationships came into your life and why others had to end. It knows why certain dreams unfolded easily, while others required more time to manifest. As you breathe into this connection, you may begin to sense the communication that is always flowing between your human self and your higher self. It doesn't usually come as words or images, but as feelings, intuitions, sudden knowings, gentle nudges in certain directions. Your higher self speaks the language of resonance, of expansion and contraction, of yes and no felt in your body before your mind has time to analyze. Right now, your higher self wants you to know something important. Let yourself become very still and receptive, and see what arises. Perhaps it wants you to know that you are exactly where you need to be in your evolution, even if it doesn't feel that way to your human perspective. Perhaps it wants to reassure you about a decision you've been struggling with. Perhaps it wants to remind you of a gift or talent you've been undervaluing. Don't strain to hear or receive dramatic revelations. Your higher self often communicates in whispers, in subtle shifts in your energy, in gentle clarifications that feel like remembering something you once knew but forgot. The very fact that you are here, listening to these words, opening your heart to deeper truth, is evidence that your higher self is actively guiding your life. Feel the love that this aspect of yourself holds for you. It has never judged your mistakes or been disappointed by your failures. It has celebrated every moment of growth, every act of courage, every choice to love instead of fear. It sees your human journey not as a test you might fail, but as an adventure in consciousness, a creative exploration of what it means to be infinite spirit expressing through finite form. Your higher self is also connected to the higher selves of every other being, creating a vast network of consciousness that some call the cosmic web, others call the Christ consciousness, and still others call the Buddha nature. Through this connection, your individual awakening contributes to the awakening of all consciousness. Your personal healing becomes part of the healing of the world. As you deepen into this connection, you may begin to receive guidance about your life direction, your relationships, your purpose. This guidance will always feel expansive rather than contractive, loving rather than fearful, flowing rather than forced. Your higher self never pushes or demands. It only offers possibilities and allows you to choose your own path. Sometimes the guidance might be practical. Which job to take, which person to trust, which opportunity to pursue. Sometimes it might be spiritual. How to forgive someone who hurt you. How to find peace in a difficult situation. How to trust when you can't see the way forward. Always, the guidance will be perfectly tailored to your current level of readiness and understanding. Tonight as you sleep, this connection with your higher self will strengthen and stabilize. You will wake tomorrow with a clearer sense of your authentic path, a deeper trust in your inner wisdom, a stronger knowing that you are guided and supported in ways that surpass your human understanding. The conversation between your human self and your higher self is eternal, always available, always loving. You are never cut off from this source of wisdom. You only sometimes forget to listen. But now you are remembering, and this remembering changes everything. Abundance is not something you must create or attract from outside yourself. It is the natural state of a universe that is constantly expanding, constantly creating, constantly expressing itself in infinite forms and possibilities. You do not live in a reality of scarcity hoping to get abundance. You live in an abundant universe, temporarily forgetting your natural inheritance. Tonight, as your consciousness expands beyond the limitations of conditioned thinking, you are beginning to sense the vast river of abundance that is always flowing around you, through you, and as you. This river carries not just material wealth, but every form of richness that makes life beautiful. Love, creativity, opportunity, health, joy, purpose, connection, wisdom. Your relationship with abundance has been shaped by generations of scarcity thinking, by economic systems based on competition rather than cooperation, by beliefs that there is not enough for everyone and that someone else's gain must mean your loss. But these are learned limitations, not cosmic truths. The universe operates on principles of infinite creativity and inexhaustible generosity. Feel yourself stepping into this river of abundance now. Let the waters flow over you, through you, around you. Notice that as the river flows through you, it doesn't diminish, it increases. This is the paradox of abundance. The more you allow it to flow through your life to others, the more abundantly it flows to you. Your cells are beginning to remember their natural state of abundance. Every cell in your body is constantly exchanging energy with its environment, taking in what it needs and releasing what it no longer requires. No cell hoards resources out of fear that there might not be enough tomorrow. Each cell trusts the intelligence of the whole system to provide exactly what is needed when it is needed. As you align with this cellular wisdom, you begin to understand that abundance is not about accumulating and holding, but about flowing and sharing. Money, like water, must flow to remain healthy. Love, like breath, must be given and received in constant circulation. Creativity, like light, must be expressed to maintain its luminosity. Imagine now that you can see the abundance that is seeking to flow into your life. It comes not as a reward for good behavior or as compensation for hard work, but as the natural expression of your divine nature, meeting its perfect conditions for manifestation. Some of this abundance might be financial opportunities that align with your values and gifts. Some might be relationships that nourish your soul and support your growth. Some might be creative inspirations that want to express through your unique talents. This abundance has been waiting for you to become a clear channel, an open vessel, a willing partner in the universe's desire to express itself magnificently through individual forms. It has been held in potential, ready to move from the quantum field into physical reality the moment you became truly available to receive it. But being available to abundance requires more than just wanting it. It requires releasing the blocks that have been damming the flow, beliefs about your worthiness, fears about your capacity to handle success, old programming about money being scarce or spirituality requiring poverty, guilt about having more when others have less. Feel these blocks beginning to dissolve now as you rest in the river of abundance. Each limiting belief is like a stone in the riverbed that the flowing water gradually smooths and carries away. You don't need to struggle to remove these obstacles. You only need to allow the natural flow of abundance to do its transformative work. Your worthiness is not in question. You are worthy of abundance not because of what you do or achieve, but because of what you are, a unique expression of the creative force that made the galaxies and grows the flowers. Your capacity to handle abundance gracefully will grow as the abundance flows. Your ability to use prosperity in service of love will develop as you practice receiving and giving in harmony. As you continue to flow with this river, you may begin to sense specific forms of abundance that are ready to manifest in your life. Trust whatever arises without forcing or grasping. The river knows exactly what you need and when you need it. Your role is not to control the flow, but to align with it, not to determine the outcome, but to be available for the gifts that are seeking to find you. Tonight, as you sleep in the waters of this abundant flow, your entire energy system will be recalibrated to prosperity consciousness. Old patterns of lack and limitation will be washed away. New pathways for abundance to enter your life will be established. You will wake tomorrow as someone who knows at a cellular level that you live in a generous universe that wants to support your highest expression and deepest joy. The river of abundance is not separate from you. It is flowing as you, expressing through you, blessing the world through your willingness to receive and share its gifts. You are not trying to get abundance. You are learning to be abundance itself. Every relationship in your life, past, present, and future, exists not only in the physical world, but also in the quantum field of consciousness where all hearts are connected. Tonight, as your awareness expands beyond the boundaries of your individual self, you have access to this field in ways that can transform your relationships through the invisible power of love. The people you love, the people who have hurt you, the people you have lost, the people you long to meet, all of them exist within your consciousness as living energies that continue to interact with your heart, regardless of physical proximity or even physical existence. In the realm of the heart, distance is an illusion and time is irrelevant. Love connects what space seems to separate, and forgiveness heals what time seems to wound. Feel this truth now as you breathe into your heart center. With each breath, you are creating space for all your relationships to be touched by the healing power of unconditional love. This is not love that approves of harmful behavior or pretends that pain didn't happen. This is love that sees through the surface wounds to the deeper truth of every soul's longing to give and receive love. Begin with your relationship with yourself. So often we cannot love others fully because we have not learned to love ourselves completely. Tonight you are invited to embrace all aspects of yourself with the tenderness of a mother holding her child. Not just the parts you're proud of, but also the parts you've been critical of, the mistakes you've made, the times you fell short of your own expectations. Feel this self-love beginning to flow through your entire being. As you accept yourself fully, you create space for others to be human too, to be imperfect, to be on their own journey of learning and growth. This doesn't mean accepting harmful behavior, but it means seeing beyond behavior to the wounded places where it originates and offering healing rather than judgment. Now bring to mind someone you love deeply. Feel your heart opening toward them, sending waves of appreciation for who they are and the gifts they bring to your life. Even if this relationship has challenges, even if there are things you wish were different, focus now on the love that exists underneath all the surface complications. Send this person energetic blessings. May they be happy, may they be healthy, may they know their own worth, may they feel loved. Next, if you feel ready, bring to mind someone with whom you have unfinished business. Perhaps someone who hurt you, someone you hurt, someone with whom communication broke down or trust was broken. You don't need to condone what happened or pretend it was okay, but you can offer this person the gift of your willingness to see them as more than their worst moment, to recognize the pain that likely drove their harmful actions, to send love to the part of them that is struggling just as you sometimes struggle. This energetic forgiveness work doesn't require the other person's participation or even their knowledge. It happens in the field of consciousness where all healing ultimately occurs. As you release resentment and send love, you free yourself from the energetic chains that have been binding you to old pain. You also contribute to the other person's possibility for healing and growth, whether they are conscious of it or not. Feel any tension or contraction around past hurts beginning to soften and release. Notice how much lighter you feel when you're not carrying the weight of old anger or unforgiveness. Notice how much more energy is available when you're not spending it on maintaining resentment or rehearsing old arguments. Now expand your heart's healing presence to include your family relationships, parents, siblings, children, extended family. Each of these souls chose to be connected to you for reasons that transcend ordinary understanding. Even difficult family relationships often carry profound opportunities for growth, healing, and the evolution of consciousness. Send love to your family members, appreciation for their role in your journey, and forgiveness for any ways they may have fallen short of your hopes or needs. Include your friendships in this healing circle. Feel gratitude for the friends who have supported you through difficult times, celebrated your successes, accepted you as you are. Send appreciation to friends from different seasons of your life, even those with whom you may have lost touch. Each friendship has contributed something valuable to your growth and deserves recognition for its gifts. Finally, open your heart to future relationships that are seeking to manifest in your life. Whether romantic partnerships, new friendships, mentoring relationships, or creative collaborations, send a welcoming energy to the souls who are meant to share part of your journey. Let them know through the quantum field that you are ready to receive love and to give love, to be supported and to offer support, to grow together in mutual respect and appreciation. As you rest in this expanded field of relational healing, know that every moment of love you generate, every forgiveness you offer, every blessing you send, contributes to the healing of all relationships everywhere. Love is contagious. Forgiveness creates ripples, and healing spreads through the invisible networks that connect all hearts. Tonight, as you sleep, this healing work will continue at unconscious levels. Dreams may bring resolution to old conflicts. Insights may arise about how to improve current relationships. Energy may shift in ways that create new possibilities for connection and understanding. Trust the process and wake tomorrow with a heart more open, more healed, more ready to love and be loved. Within you lies a purpose so beautiful, so perfectly tailored to your unique gifts and the world's deepest needs, that when you finally recognize it fully, you will wonder how you ever thought you were here for any other reason. This purpose is not something you must create or discover through endless searching. It is something you must remember, something that has been calling to you through every joy you've felt, every challenge you've overcome, every moment when your heart felt most alive. Your life purpose is not necessarily a career or a single mission. It is the unique flavor of consciousness that you bring to everything you do, the particular way that divine love expresses itself through your individual awareness. It is the gift you came here to give simply by being authentically, fully, radiantly yourself. Tonight, as your consciousness settles into these receptive states where truth speaks more clearly than in the busy daylight hours, your purpose is stirring within you like a seed that has been waiting for the perfect conditions to sprout. These conditions are not external circumstances, but internal qualities. Trust, openness, willingness to be guided by something larger than your small self's plans and preferences. Feel into the moments in your life when you have felt most alive, most engaged, most yourself. What were you doing? What qualities were you expressing? What gifts were you sharing? These moments are clues to your deeper purpose, breadcrumbs leading you home to the truth of why you chose to incarnate in this particular time and place. Your purpose may be expressed through traditional work, as a teacher, healer, artist, entrepreneur, parent, or any of countless other roles. But the real purpose transcends the form it takes. Perhaps your purpose is to bring more patience and understanding to whatever situation you encounter. Perhaps it is to model courage for others who are afraid to take risks. Perhaps it is to create beauty that helps people remember what matters most. Perhaps it is to love so unconditionally that you heal the wounded places in every heart you touch. There is no purpose too small or too large, too ordinary or too extraordinary. The universe needs the full spectrum of gifts, from the person who smiles at strangers and brightens their day, to the person who creates art that transforms consciousness for generations. Your purpose is exactly the right size for who you are and what you came here to contribute. Feel your heart beginning to expand now as your purpose stirs within you. It may come as a feeling rather than a thought. an energy rather than a plan, a direction rather than a destination. Trust whatever arises. Your inner wisdom knows your purpose better than your thinking mind, and it will reveal what you need to know when you need to know it. Sometimes people resist their true purpose because it seems too simple, too natural, too much like something they would want to do anyway. We have been conditioned to think that purpose must involve sacrifice and struggle, that meaningful work must be difficult work. But your true purpose feels like coming home to yourself. It aligns with your natural talents, your deepest values, your authentic desires. It doesn't require you to be someone different. It requires you to be more fully who you already are. Your purpose is also not static. It evolves as you evolve, deepens as you deepen, expands as you expand. What you are called to contribute at 30 may be different from what you are called to contribute at 50 or 70. This is not inconsistency. This is the natural flowering of consciousness through the seasons of a human life. As you continue to breathe into this awakening, you may begin to sense how your current life circumstances, even the challenging ones, are perfectly designed to prepare you for your purpose. Every skill you've developed, every lesson you've learned, every relationship you've navigated, every obstacle you've overcome has been developing the exact qualities you need to fulfill your unique mission. Your struggles have given you compassion. Your successes have given you confidence. Your failures have given you humility. Your joys have given you the energy to serve. Your healing has given you the capacity to help others heal. Nothing in your life has been wasted. Everything has been preparation. Feel a deep trust beginning to settle into your bones. Trust that your life is unfolding exactly as it needs to. Trust that you will be guided to the right opportunities at the right time. Trust that the skills and resources you need will be provided as you need them. You don't have to have it all figured out. You only have to be willing to take the next step as it is revealed to you. Your purpose is not separate from your spiritual growth. It is one of the primary vehicles for your spiritual growth. As you serve others through your unique gifts, you discover more of who you really are. As you contribute to something larger than yourself, you find the fulfillment that has been eluding you in smaller pursuits. Tonight, as you sleep, your purpose will be weaving itself more deeply into your consciousness, aligning your dreams with your destiny, preparing your entire being for the next phase of your mission on Earth. You will wake tomorrow with a clearer sense of direction, a deeper trust in your gifts, a stronger knowing that your life has meaning and your presence here matters. The world needs what you came here to give. The time is now. The preparation is complete. Your purpose is calling, and you are ready to answer. Throughout this journey tonight, you have touched places within yourself that perhaps you haven't visited in years, or perhaps have never consciously accessed before. You have remembered truths that your soul has always known, but your mind had forgotten. You have opened doorways that had been closed by old wounds, limiting beliefs, and protective patterns that once served you, but now only restricted the flow of your natural magnificence. But touching these deeper truths is only the beginning. The real transformation happens when you integrate these experiences into your daily life, when you embody these insights in your relationships, your work, your way of being in the world. This is not about having a beautiful spiritual experience that fades by morning. This is about becoming a different person, someone who lives from these deeper truths as naturally as breathing. Integration happens at every level of your being. At the cellular level, your body is already encoding these new frequencies of peace, love, and possibility into your very DNA. Your nervous system is establishing new pathways that support trust instead of fear, openness instead of protection, flow instead of struggle. Your energy field is reorganizing itself around patterns of wholeness rather than woundedness. At the mental level, your beliefs about what is possible for your life are expanding. Old stories about limitation are being replaced by new stories of potential. Thoughts that once created anxiety are being transformed into thoughts that create excitement. The very neural networks that generate your sense of self are being rewired to reflect your true nature, rather than your learned limitations. At the emotional level, you are developing new capacities for feeling. Your heart is learning to stay open, even when life gets challenging. Your emotional body is remembering how to flow like water, rather than freeze like ice when difficulties arise. You are becoming someone who can feel deeply without being overwhelmed, love fully without losing yourself, and care passionately without being controlled by outcome. At the spiritual level, you are embodying your connection to the infinite. This is not about becoming more spiritual. You are already infinitely spiritual. This is about remembering your spiritual nature while living fully in human form. It is about bringing heaven to earth through the portal of your individual consciousness. Feel this integration happening now as you breathe. With each breath, these insights are settling deeper into your bones, your blood, your cellular memory. You are not just having an experience of transformation, you are becoming transformation itself. You are not just receiving healing, you are becoming a healing presence in the world. This embodiment process is gentle and organic. You don't need to force yourself to be different or work hard to maintain these new states. The changes that are happening tonight are taking root at such a deep level that they will express naturally in your daily life. You will find yourself responding to situations from a place of peace rather than reactivity. You will discover that your heart stays open longer and closes less frequently. You will notice that opportunities align more easily and relationships flow more smoothly. But embodiment also requires your conscious participation. You will need to choose again and again to act from these deeper truths rather than from old patterns. When fear arises, you will need to remember the trust you feel right now. When scarcity thoughts try to take hold, you will need to reconnect with the abundance you know is your birthright. When relationships trigger your old wounds, you will need to choose love over protection. This is not about perfection, it is about direction. You will not wake up tomorrow as an enlightened being who never struggles. You will wake up as someone who has new resources for dealing with struggles, new perspectives on challenges, new access to the peace and love that are always available beneath the surface turbulence of life. Some days you will embody these truths more fully than others, and that is perfectly natural. Growth is not linear, it is spiral. You will revisit old patterns, but from higher levels of understanding. You will face similar challenges, but with greater wisdom and more tools. You will sometimes forget what you know tonight, but the remembering will come more quickly and more easily. Your daily life will become your spiritual practice. Every interaction will be an opportunity to choose love over fear. Every challenge will be a chance to trust the larger intelligence that is orchestrating your growth. Every moment will be an invitation to be present to the miracle of consciousness expressing itself as your unique individual experience. As you integrate these gifts more fully, you will naturally become a source of healing and inspiration for others. Not because you preach or teach or try to convince anyone of anything, but simply because your presence carries the frequency of what is possible when a human being awakens to their true nature. You will be living proof that transformation is possible, that healing happens, that love prevails. The seeds that have been planted in your consciousness tonight will continue growing long after you wake. They will sprout in unexpected moments, bloom in your daily interactions, and bear fruit in ways that serve not only your own evolution, but the evolution of consciousness itself. You are not just healing your own life, you are contributing to the healing of the world. Trust this process, trust these changes, trust the new person you are becoming. The universe has invested too much in your awakening to let these gifts be wasted. What has begun tonight will continue, will deepen, will flower into a life more beautiful than you have yet dared to imagine. As your journey through this sacred night begins to complete its circle, you find yourself in a new relationship with existence itself. You are no longer experiencing life as something that happens to you, but as something that happens through you and as you. You have remembered that you are not a separate being struggling to survive in an indifferent universe, but a unique expression of the creative force that dances all of life into being. This is the eternal dance, the seamless flow between giving and receiving, between expansion and contraction, between individual expression and universal connection. You are learning to dance with life rather than struggle against it, to flow with the cosmic rhythms rather than resist them, to partner with the intelligence that moves the stars and grows the flowers and beats your heart. In this dance, there are no mistakes, only movement. There are no failures, only learning steps in the choreography of awakening. There are no accidents, only intricate patterns weaving themselves into the larger tapestry of evolution. Every experience you have ever had, every choice you have ever made, every relationship you have ever entered has been part of this dance, teaching you the steps you need to know for this moment. Feel yourself moving in harmony with this cosmic rhythm now. Your breathing synchronizes with the breath of the earth. Your heartbeat aligns with the pulse of the galaxy. Your brain waves entrain to the frequencies of creation itself. You are not just in the dance. You are the dance expressing itself as a human being, having a temporary experience of individuality. This dance has been going on for billions of years before you arrived, and will continue for billions of years after your current form dissolves back into the field of pure potential. But your unique contribution to this dance, the particular way consciousness explores itself through your eyes, loves itself through your heart, creates itself through your hands, is utterly irreplaceable. No one has ever danced your exact steps before, and no one ever will again. In this recognition, all sense of insignificance dissolves. You cannot be insignificant when you are the universe experiencing itself subjectively. You cannot be meaningless when your very existence adds something to creation that has never existed before. You cannot be alone when you are intimately connected to the web of consciousness that includes every star, every flower, every human heart that has ever beaten. But you also cannot be separate, cannot be superior, cannot be more important than any other expression of this infinite creativity. The flower dancing in the breeze, the child laughing in the playground, the elderly person sharing wisdom with younger generations, all are equally precious expressions of the one consciousness that dances as many. This understanding breeds not arrogance but humility, not superiority but deep reverence for all of life. Your awakening to your true nature does not make you special, it makes you authentic. It doesn't set you apart from others. It connects you more deeply to the truth that you all share. It doesn't make you better than who you were before. It reveals who you have always been beneath the layers of conditioning and confusion. In this eternal dance, you learn to hold all of life's experiences lightly. Joy comes and goes, sorrow comes and goes, success comes and goes, challenges come and goes. All are temporary movements in the endless flow of existence. But beneath all these changing experiences is the unchanging truth of your essential nature, pure consciousness, infinite love, creative potential without limit. This is the great paradox that you are learning to embrace. You are both utterly temporary and completely eternal, both infinitely small and boundlessly vast, both perfectly human and divinely cosmic. You live in time while participating in the timeless. You express through form while remaining essentially formless. You experience limitation while being inherently unlimited. As you dance with this paradox, you find a new kind of freedom. The freedom to be fully human without forgetting your divine nature. The freedom to care deeply without being attached to outcomes. The freedom to engage passionately while remaining centered in peace. This is the freedom of a soul that knows itself, that trusts life, that dances with whatever arises. Your dance is unique, but you are not dancing alone. You are surrounded by countless other dancers, each moving to their own rhythm while participating in the same cosmic choreography. Sometimes you dance together in close harmony. Sometimes you dance separately, exploring different movements. Always you are connected by the music that moves through all things. Tonight, as you prepare to return your consciousness to the realm of dreams and deep rest, you take with you the memory of this dance. It will influence every step you take tomorrow, every choice you make, every breath you breathe. You will wake not as someone who had a spiritual experience, but as someone who remembered that all experience is spiritual when approached with the right eyes. The dance continues. The music never stops. And you, dear one, are both the dancer and the dance, the music and the musician, the choreographer and the movement itself. Welcome to the eternal dance of awakening consciousness. Welcome to the endless celebration of love knowing itself as you. As the sacred hours of night begin their gentle transition toward dawn, you find yourself suspended in that magical space between sleeping and waking, between the person you were when you began this journey and the person you are becoming. This is not just the end of a meditation or the conclusion of a healing session. This is the dawn of a new being, the birth of a new version of yourself that has been gestating in the womb of this transformative night. The old you, the one who arrived here carrying the weight of old fears, limiting beliefs, and protective patterns, has not been destroyed, but has been lovingly composted into the fertile soil from which your new self is growing. Every struggle that once seemed like an obstacle now reveals itself as a stepping stone. Every wound that once felt like weakness now shows itself as a doorway to compassion. Every challenge that once appeared as evidence of life's cruelty now demonstrates the universe's infinite creativity in guiding you toward your highest expression. You are waking up not just from sleep, but from the dream of separation that has held humanity in its spell for so long. You are emerging not just from rest, but from the illusion that you must earn love, deserve abundance, or prove your worth to a judgmental universe. You are arising not just from bed, but from the old story that told you that you were small, powerless, alone in your struggles. Feel this new being stirring within you now, not as something foreign or unfamiliar, but as the truest version of yourself finally being allowed to breathe, to stretch, to take up space in the world. This is who you have always been beneath the layers of conditioning. This is the self that your soul chose to express when it decided to take human form. This is the being that every experience in your life has been preparing you to become. Your cells are vibrating with new frequencies now. Frequencies of health, vitality, joy, and love. Your nervous system has been rewired to support trust instead of fear, flow instead of resistance, connection instead of isolation. Your energy field radiates the light of someone who knows their true nature and is no longer afraid to shine. But this transformation is not complete. It is beginning. The insights you have received tonight are seeds that will continue growing for the rest of your life. The healing you have experienced is the first wave of a restoration process that will unfold in perfect timing. The love you have remembered is the foundation for relationships more beautiful than you have yet imagined. As you begin to return to ordinary consciousness, you carry with you the extraordinary knowing that ordinary consciousness itself has been transformed. You will open your eyes tomorrow morning, not as someone returning from a pleasant experience, but as someone who has remembered that every moment is an opportunity for presence, every interaction is a chance for love, every breath is a gift from the universe to itself. The world you wake up to will appear the same, but you will see it through new eyes, eyes that can perceive the sacred in the mundane, the miraculous in the ordinary, the divine in the human. The people in your life will seem familiar, but you will relate to them from a deeper place, a place of compassion for their struggles, appreciation for their gifts, and trust in their journey. Your work, whatever form it takes, will become an expression of your purpose rather than just a means of survival. Your relationships will become opportunities for mutual growth rather than sources of validation or security. Your challenges will become invitations for creativity rather than evidence of victimhood. Your entire life will become a canvas for the art of conscious living. This new being that you are becoming knows how to receive abundance gracefully, love without attachment, create without forcing, and serve without sacrificing. This being knows that happiness is not dependent on circumstances, but arises from alignment with truth. This being knows that peace is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of love in the midst of any experience. You are not just an individual who has healed personal wounds tonight. You are a cell in the body of humanity that has remembered its connection to the whole. Your awakening contributes to the awakening of all consciousness. Your healing becomes part of the healing of the world. Your love adds to the love available to every being everywhere. As the first light of dawn approaches, both literally and metaphorically, know that you are ready for what comes next. You have been prepared, not just by tonight's journey, but by every moment of your life leading to this point. You have the tools, the wisdom, the love, and the support necessary to live as this new being in an old world that is itself transforming. The sunrise that greets you tomorrow morning is not just the return of light to the physical world. It is the dawning of a new age of consciousness in which beings like you, awakened, healed, whole, and loving, are becoming the dominant influence on Earth. You are part of a great wave of transformation that is sweeping across the planet, changing everything in its path. Rest now in the completion of this sacred passage. Rest in the knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, exactly who you need to be, exactly when you need to be it. Rest in the love that surrounds you, supports you, and expresses itself as you. Rest in the confidence that tomorrow you will rise as love itself in human form, ready to bless the world with your presence. The dawn of new being has arrived. The future is here. And you, dear one, are it. And so we close this sacred circle with infinite gratitude. Gratitude to the universe for providing this opportunity for transformation. Gratitude to your soul for its courage to embark on this journey. Gratitude to every experience that has brought you to this moment of awakening. May you carry this love with you always. May you remember this truth in every moment. May you live as the magnificent being you truly are. And may your light contribute to the healing and awakening of all life everywhere. Sleep now, beloved. Sleep as love itself. Wake as love itself. Live as love itself. The universe is dreaming you into your highest expression, and that dream is becoming reality with every breath you take. Amen, and so it is.